Hello everybody, and thanks for joining us for this special live session. I'm Itzik Amiel, and we're here with a new episode in a sweet series called Winning Client Relationship. In this series, I will share with you practical insights, ideas and strategies about client relationships and client experience so you can switch your practice and win clients for lifetime. And you are invited. So we are live and you're invited to join me for this special series. So today we are going to be talking about adopting new habits for CRM success. Or in different words, how to adopt the right habit to accelerate the implementation and the success of the CRM systems in your practice. Now I know from practice helping many law firms and other professional firms to implement CRM system in their practice and change the habit of their personnel, this is an important subject. So you finally made it. You made a decision to implement a CRM system in your practice. But what happened next? Simple answer, right? You switch it on, you log in, and start to see the benefit of all these shiny new features in the form of increased productivity and extra revenue, right? No, wrong. Of course not. Many of the firms that chose, invested, and decided on getting a CRM system failed to make the lawyers in the firm use it properly. Sad, but that's the truth. So what can you do about it? In this episode, I want to share with you some ideas and practical strategies how to change your personnel habit to get more success out of your CRM system and initiatives. And of course, if you want to get my help and advice on which CRM system to pick and help you in the implementation within your firm, send me a direct message or an email and I'll be happy to help. After all, as a lawyer myself, I used to be on the board of advisor and act as the international ambassador of the CRM Association. And again, please feel free to type in the chat box and let us know who you are and where you're dialing from, because then I can really help you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat or send me an email and I'll be happy to help. So let's dive in. So indeed, getting a CRM system alone won't remove the bad habits your lawyers have and the inefficiencies that have developed within your practice. Correct? So it's important to get the first bit right. You need to get your CRM in place in a way that doesn't affect business productivity, but also ensures that it provides an incentive for members of your firm to start using it from day one. In fact, you have a very short time to sell the new system and processes to your team, or you quickly find yourself back to square one. Now, from my experience working with many law firms and professional services firms of all sizes worldwide on the CRM implementation, we've learned that there are a few habits forming that need to happen for implementing successfully the CRM within your firm. To help you out, let's explore these habits and how to adapt them correctly to achieve CRM success in your firm. So let's get started. Number one is take your implementation seriously. You have selected provider, generate internally, and sign the paperwork. It could be frustrating to hear that there could be a 3 months implementation process sitting between you and your software. But make sure to question the value of shortening this and impact it can have on initial user adoption within your firm. Because if you're migrating data, if you're taking the time to assess what data should be valuable to bring across, have you devoted enough time to properly map your data to the new system and test the results? Are you absolutely confident that the system covers everything you need to do out of the box, or is there a value in making a few key customization before you release it to your team, to your firm member? Are you prepared for training, or is it worth planning a course or writing some documentation ahead of time? And most importantly, are you confident that there are resources available on both the side of the supplier and your own business to ensure the project is completely successful? One of the most important things you could do to ensure this in the case is to have a designated responsible person within your team for the CRM implementation and that take care of all the stuff. And from my experience with many firms, I can advise that it might be something that can share with other responsibilities initially, but expect it to be closer to a full-time job when you get nearer to go live with the system. Number 2, you want to get people involved. One of the most important things that you need to do early on is to share about your new system and your new processes to the other members of your firm, which many firms do not do. If you're able to do this successfully, then other lawyers in the firm will see the benefit of the new CRM system early, and user adoption will be almost seamless. Therefore, as I advised many firms before, adopting any CRM system, that is important to involve your key people, your key team members, leaders in the project as much as possible. Ensure those that will be using a system, the most are really involved in the key decision related to data mapping, system customization, and new processes definition. Now there's one point of attention. Be careful of building a system based on exceptional circumstances or individual preferences and current habits. Make sure to constantly evaluate the requirement of your team against the recommendation maybe of the CRM vendor, any project consultants, and your own internal expert. And keep an eye out for any situation where you're customizing the system to replicate an inefficient process that exists in your current situation in the firm. Remember, it's time for a change. Let's go to discover the next way to help you adapt new habits regarding your CRM system. And this way is number 3, keep it simple. Here's a tip. If you spend long time scoping and solutioning one specific customization, there's a little chance your firm members will take the same time to understand how to use it. Agree? This is in fact can be counterproductive if the lawyer feels the CRM system is slowing them down, which many, by the way, feel like that. Remember, the confused mind don't take any action. So the easiest way to ensure that your lawyers use the system is to make it as simple as possible for them to do so. One way of doing this is to consider a phased approach to your implementation. You might have the appetite for a heavily customized CRM system with several key integrations, but too much change in one go can be overwhelming for members of your firm and will cause them to do nothing or to go back to their spreadsheets. Better to get the core system in place first. Make sure the lawyers and other members of your firm are comfortable with that level of change, and then begin to release the fancy add-on, the customization, and the integrations. I promise this approach works like magic, out of my own experience. Next one, number 4, offer incentives. This may work to some firm. It all depends on the firm culture. The reward system is a great way to get everyone moving in the same direction. And in fact, incentives not only create a sense of ownership and accountability among your employees, but they also boost morale and motivation, and leading really to increased engagement with your CRM system. Preview how your lawyers have used the CRM system and think about rewarding those who use it well. So for example, you could look at how many follow-up calls a lawyer has registered in the system, or how many of these conversations converted into real opportunities, and how accurate the data entries. Then you could reward the best ones and make known to others that what they did really to achieve this reward you gave them. Again, this is a powerful way to force new habits that works well for lawyers and other professionals and involve kind of gamification. But it may not fit every firm, so be aware of that. And the last one way actually to adopt new habits, and maybe an obvious one, is actually number 5, training. You see, you could buy the most feature-rich CRM system on the market and spend thousands to ensure it matches your requirement. But unless you take the training of your lawyers seriously, they are likely to resist change and move back to familiarity, things that they know already. And as I know, many of you already experienced it several times. So be aware of that. Because insufficient training and education on how to use the CRM system can lead to low adoption rates and reduced productivity. Again, counterintuitive to everything you wanted. Member of your firm may not be fully understand how to use the system or the benefits it can provide them. So without proper training, they may be hesitant to use the system or may use it incorrectly, leading again to data quality issues or inefficiencies. So here what you could do. Are you with me? So first, set aside time for training your employees. You might even want to increase specific training for the various business processes within the firm. So for example, a business development professional should learn how to register and follow up leads, where maybe a lawyer in the firm needs to know how to create the whole follow-up process. Administrators should be able to answer user questions and should receive training that is more maybe extensive. Administrators actually should also learn to configure the solutions and other administrator-related tasks. See, all this kind of function within the system is different. Keep in mind that the CRM system holds many features, and learning them all can be very hard to a lot of people. Therefore, an ongoing process with more frequent and shorter sessions is better than one long training session. So what you could do, by the way, is offer repeated training as time passes. When the basics are in place and well known, move on to more advanced features and processes. In my work with some law firms, I help to build some training materials and bespoke training plan for the specific needs of the firm. And this really helped definitely to adapt a new mindset and new habits that made the implementation process much easier and more smooth. Exactly what you probably want as well. Another advice I give law firms is to get your project team, subject matter, or expert to have more intense sessions so that they'll be able to really to provide in-house support and train users themselves. As I shared in every session in this series, CRM adoption by your firm can provide innumerable benefit to your firm performance, including solving client problems in a timely manner, enhancing client satisfaction by appointing an expert to solve issues and queries, and the like. And to achieve it, you want more of the member of your firm to adopt new habits and use more actively the CRM system you just got them to use, right? Implementing an effective CRM adoption program is not easy, and it does take time and resources. But with a commonly reported CRM failure rate, near 70%, remember that, it is clear that professional firms need to take action to protect their CRM investments. By following some of the tried and true best practices to adopt new habits I shared in this session with you, I'm sure that you will come far and increase the use of the CRM system by members of your firm. Of course, if you have any other tips on how to increase the CRM and user adoption, please feel free to share them below with me, with our community, and of course, you can always send me an email, and I'll be happy to hear from you. So to summarize this great session, let me share a quote from Aristotle who said, And I'm quoting, "We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellent is not an act, but an habit." So now, my friend, it is time to take action and implement what you have learned in this session. I trust you got some valuable and practical strategies on how to adopt the right habits to accelerate the implementation of your CRM system in your practice successfully. If you need our help in implementing it in your practice, or if you just want to learn how to build a winning client relationships, this is exactly what we do for our clients. Professionals like you and me that we around the world, we train them, we mentor them, and even doing the work for them by implementing the strategies in their practice. I'll be happy to do the same for you. So what do you need to do? Send me an email or a private message to see how could we help. In the next episode in this series, I will share new practical insights, ideas, and strategies about client relationship and client experience so you could switch your practice and win clients for life. And if you want to make sure you never miss one of our weekly Switch On interview series, follow me on LinkedIn or go to the Switch Hub website. You can sign up, get all of my business development strategies and tips. You can check and register to one of my new online courses and live workshop, or join the Switch membership community to learn more how to grow your practice and your brand. And you are very welcome again to send me a private message or an email to ask questions, share your valuable feedback, invite me as your speaker to your next event or retreat, hire me as your personal mentor, and I have only 2 places left, and see how can I be adding value to you and your practice. Because you know I would love to do so, right? So for more information, check the website below, hub.theswitch.ch. Again, hub.theswitch.ch. And that's exactly where you can find all the information you're looking for. So now what left me to say is I want to thank you, each one of you, for joining us. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode. And remember, switch on and adapt new habits to successfully implement your CRM system in your practice. And I promise you, you will see amazing results. Bye everybody for now. Thank you for watching.